Welcome to Chapter 3. After reading Chapter 3 and listening to the lecture, you should be able to answer the following focus questions. What is the role of schools in today's society? How can schools be described? What are schools like as a social institutions? What are the characteristics of successful schools? What social problems affect schools and place students at risk? How are schools addressing societal problems? How can community-based partnerships help students learn? A school's primary purpose is to provide students with academics and skills needed beyond school. This is the most universally agreed upon goal of schools. In addition, schools should implement the Secondary Education Act, help students to develop pro-social values, provide a space for the socialization of young, and impact social change. Schools have been described in many ways, including the following metaphors: schools as factories, schools as family. In addition, schools affect the social class by reproducing the existing society by the curriculum it presents to students. In the text, the author describes the Eden's 4 types of schools, including working class school, middle class school, affluent professional school, executive elite school. After reviewing this section of the text, you should be able to answer the following questions. How are each described in the text? How are they different? What type is most desirable and why? Schools are social institutions that reflect society, including reflecting the following 3 communities: rural, urban, suburban. In addition, each school has its own culture or a network of beliefs, values, and traditions, and ways of thinking and behaving. There are also 3 dimensions of schools that affect a school's culture, including the following: 1. Physical environment. 2. Formal practices, whether it's self-contained, whether there are open spaces, and how it's departmentalized. And 3. School traditions. Measures of a successful school include students achieve and complete graduation requirements, results that surpass those of comparable schools, and the school has a history of improvement. Research on school effectiveness states that successful schools have the following characteristics: strong leadership, high expectations, emphasis on basic skills, orderly environment, frequent evaluations, sense of purpose, collegiality, and a sense of community. There are many risk factors that present social problems within schools, including poverty, family stress, substance abuse, violence and crime, bullying, cyberbullying, teen pregnancy, and suicide. Schools address societal problems through the following: peer counseling and mediation, full-service community schools, school-based case management, compensatory education, alternative schools and curricula, out-of-time activities, alternative curriculum, expanded learning time schools. Here are a few examples of community-based partnerships. For community resources, they include civic organizations, volunteer mentor programs, corporate education partnerships, 21st century community learning centers. For school as resources for communities, they include beyond the school day and social services.